The unthinkable detonation, Durant lands in the desert, February 2023. Kevin Durant, one of the most gifted scorers this league has ever witnessed, was on the move. From the Brooklyn Nets to the Phoenix Suns, a team that tasted the finals, then stumbled, now reaching for the ultimate prize with one of the ultimate players. The whispers had been there, of course. Durant wasn't happy in Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving was, well, Kyrie Irving. Ben Simmons was a ghost. But to actually see it happen, to see Kevin Durant, a two-time champion, a finals MVP, packaged up and shipped out west, it was almost too much to comprehend. The league was instantly put on notice. The Phoenix Suns, with Devin Booker, with Chris Paul at the time, and now with Kevin Durant, on paper it looked like a dynasty in the making. The basketball world was absolutely positively buzzing. But let me tell you something, and you better listen good. When something looks too good to be true, it often is. This wasn't just a basketball trade, it was a gamble of monumental proportions. It was a statement from the Suns' new ownership. We are here, and we are willing to do anything to win. Anything. The immediate reaction was shock, then awe, then a whole heap of questions. How would these pieces fit? Could they stay healthy? And what did Phoenix have to give up to make this dream, or potential nightmare, a reality? The league held its breath, waiting to see the fallout. The drama, folks, was just beginning. Selling the soul. The astronomical price Phoenix paid. Now let's talk about the price. Acquiring Kevin Durant wasn't cheap. The Brooklyn Nets knew his value. They extracted a king's ransom. Phoenix mortgaged their future. It was a complete roster overhaul. Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson gone. 4 unprotected first-round picks. And a 2028 pick swap. Sean Marks took everything. A masterclass in asset accumulation. How do you recover from that? The cost was astronomical. Desert mirage, initial hopes dashed by playoff realities. So, Kevin Durant arrives in the Valley of the Sun. The Slim Reaper himself, ready to slice and dice his way through the Western Conference. The excitement was palpable. You could feel it in the air. Fans were ecstatic. Pundits were anointing them. This was supposed to be the final piece of the championship puzzle for Phoenix. Durant, Booker, Paul, Ayton, a formidable quartet on paper. Durant even played well in the handful of regular season games he suited up for after the trade in that 2022-23 season. He scored, he rebounded, he looked like, well, Kevin Durant. The man is a walking bucket, there's no denying that. But the regular season is one thing. The playoffs? That's a different beast entirely. That's where legends are made, and where paper tigers are exposed. The Suns, with their newly acquired superstar, marched into the 2023 playoffs with immense expectations. They dispatched the Clippers in the first round, sure, but then came the Denver Nuggets, the eventual champions. And what happened? The Suns got outplayed, outcoached, and ultimately eliminated in the conference semifinals. Not the finals, not even the conference finals, the second round. For all that hope, for all that hype, for mortgaging their future, they fell short. Way short. It was a sobering reality check. Having Kevin Durant doesn't automatically guarantee you a championship ring. Basketball is a team game. Depth matters. Chemistry matters. One full season, one epic failure, the Suns' nightmare of 24. Alright, so the 2022-23 season ended in disappointment. But hey, they had a full off-season, right? A full training camp for Kevin Durant to integrate, for the team to build chemistry, to come back stronger. The 2023-24 season was supposed to be the year. With Bradley Beal now added to the mix, forming a big three alongside Durant and Booker, the expectations were not just high, they were stratospheric. Anything less than a deep playoff run, a finals appearance, would be considered an abject failure. And let me tell you, what transpired was nothing short of a disaster. An unmitigated, embarrassing, catastrophic failure. They managed to win 49 games in the regular season. Okay, 49 wins. In the brutal Western Conference, that gets you a playoff spot. But this team wasn't built for just a playoff spot. This team was built at enormous expense to dominate. And 49 wins, while respectable for some, felt underwhelming for this collection of talent. There were rumblings throughout the season, injuries, inconsistent play, questions about coaching, questions about effort. The smooth-sailing juggernaut everyone expected, it never truly materialized. They limped into the playoffs, not roared. And then came the playoffs. The first round, against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a young, hungry team. And what happened? Sweep, 4-0. Section 5 Western Conference Chaos. The league rocked to its core. When the Phoenix Suns pulled the trigger on the Kevin Durant trade in February 2023, it wasn't just a local story, it was a league-altering cataclysm. The Western Conference, already a shark tank teeming with contenders, was thrown into utter disarray. Think about it. You had the defending champion Warriors at the time, the ascendant Nuggets, the always dangerous Clippers, the Grizzlies, the Lakers with LeBron and AD. And now, suddenly, Phoenix catapults itself into that top tier, at least on paper. The reaction across the conference was one of immediate, palpable panic. It was an arms race, and the Suns had just unveiled a new superweapon. Every general manager in the West had to go back to the drawing board. Every coach had to recalibrate their strategies. How do you stop a team with Booker, Paul, Ayton, and now Durant? The phone started ringing off the hook. Rival teams, feeling the heat, began exploring their own blockbuster moves. If Phoenix was going all in, others felt compelled to match their aggression or risk being left in the dust. The trade didn't just elevate the Suns, it elevated the stakes for everyone. The pressure to contend, to acquire stars, to make bold moves intensified tenfold. It was a ripple effect of epic proportions. The power dynamics shifted dramatically. Teams that thought they were a piece or two away suddenly felt miles behind. Durant traded again? More madness. Just when you thought the NBA had settled, bam! August 2024. Rumors turned into reports. Durant reportedly on the move again, to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Unbelievable chaos. Mind-boggling. Packing his bags once more. The package was astronomical. Timberwolves sending a treasure trove. Anthony Edwards, a budding megastar, Jaden McDaniels, and 3 first-round picks. Anthony Edwards, the face of their franchise, for a 35-year-old Kevin Durant. Desperation from one side, failure from the other, another league-shattering event. Timberwolves instant championship contender, Durant, Towns, and Gobert, a formidable lineup. His scoring prowess, veteran leadership, immediate impact, boosting win-loss record, irony, leading the team that humiliated Phoenix. You couldn't make this stuff up. Pure NBA drama. Section 7 Phoenix burning the ashes of a super team gamble. So let's bring it back to Phoenix. The grand experiment, the all-in gamble for Kevin Durant, had backfired spectacularly. The 2024-25 season, another first-round playoff exit. Another year of unfulfilled promises and bitter disappointment. The dream of a Phoenix dynasty had turned into a cautionary tale. Section 8, Echoes of the Blast: How Other Teams Reacted in Fear and Frenzy. The Kevin Durant trade to Phoenix and the subsequent chaos didn't happen in a vacuum. Oh no. The rest of the NBA was watching, intently. And they were reacting, some with fear, some with envy, and many with a renewed sense of urgency to make their own bold moves. It was like an arms dealer had just shown off a new devastating weapon, and every other nation scrambled to either acquire it or develop a countermeasure. The league became a tinderbox, and superstar trades were the matches being thrown around with reckless abandon. It was a frenzy, pure and simple. You saw teams that were on the cusp, or thought they were, suddenly feeling immense pressure to upgrade. If Phoenix can get KD, why can't we get Player X? That became the prevailing sentiment in many front offices. The price for stars, already exorbitant, skyrocketed even further. Teams became willing to part with multiple young players, numerous first-round picks, anything to land that one player they believed could put them over the top. It was a seller's market for any team with a disgruntled star, and a buyer's beware situation for everyone else. The desperation was palpable. Look at the subsequent moves across the league. Damian Lillard to Milwaukee, James Harden forcing his way to the Clippers. Section 9. A league remade super teams, player power, and the price of glory. The Kevin Durant trade to Phoenix reshaped the NBA. It's about more than just wins and losses. We're in the era of the super team. This pursuit comes at a high cost. Player power is at an all-time high. Teams are forced to make risky moves. Is this good for the league? I have doubts. The Durant trade will be remembered as a watershed moment.